In this video, we will introduce the prep to become a Palo Alto Networks certified XSIAM engineer. Overview of Palo Alto Networks XSIAM engineer. Exam details. Exam domains. Preparation tips. 1. An XSIAM playbook is designed to interact with a custom-built internal application via its REST API for asset management. The API requires a bearer token, which is obtained by authenticating against an OAuth 2.0 endpoint every 60 minutes. The playbook needs to store this token securely and refresh it as needed for subsequent API calls. Which XSIAM features are best suited for managing this authentication mechanism within the playbook workflow? Select all that apply. A. Create custom field to store the token in the incident. B. Store data task to save the token in the XSIAM key value store. C. Generic API call task to perform the OAuth 2.0 token request. D. Fetch data task to retrieve the token from the XSIAM key value store. E. Use an incident field as a variable to pass the token between tasks. 2. A Security Operations Center, Society, is migrating from a traditional SIEM to Palo Alto Networks XSIAM. They currently process 5 terabytes of security events daily, with an average of 100,000 security incidents per month requiring detailed investigation. The SOC Analysts frequently perform ad hoc queries spanning several months of data to identify sophisticated attack patterns. Considering the XSIAM architecture, what is the most critical hardware requirement to ensure optimal query performance for these analytical workloads? A. Maximizing RAM capacity on all XSIAM cluster nodes to cache historical query results. B. Deploying the XSIAM cluster on bare metal servers with direct attached storage, DOS, for minimal latency. C. Ensuring the underlying storage infrastructure provides extremely low latency and high IOPS for random read operations across large datasets. D. Provisioning a dedicated hardware security module, HSM, for encryption key management. E. Utilizing specialized network interface cards, NICs, with offloading capabilities for log parsing. 3. An XSIAM administrator is attempting to update the content pack on their tenant to the latest version. The update process consistently fails with a content pack validation failed error in the XSIAM console, even after multiple retries. The broker VM logs show no specific errors related to content downloads. What is the most probable reason for this failure, and how should it be addressed? A. The broker VM has insufficient storage for the new content pack. Increase the disk size of the broker VM. B. The XSIAM tenant is experiencing a temporary service degradation. Wait for a few hours and retry the update. C. A custom content pack, e.g., custom parsers, rules, deployed by the organization has syntax errors or conflicts with the new official content pack. The administrator should review custom content for compatibility issues and disable or rectify problematic elements before retrying. D. Network connectivity issues between the XSIAM cloud and the broker VM, preventing successful download. Verify firewall rules and proxy settings. E. The current content pack version is too old for a direct upgrade to the latest. A staged upgrade through intermediate versions is required. 4. A Cortex XSIAM tenant is experiencing intermittent data ingestion failures from a critical endpoint protection platform, EP, integration. The integration status in XSIAM UI shows connected, but no new security events are appearing in the All Incidents view for the past 2 hours. Checking the EPP's native console confirms events are being generated. Which of the following is the most likely initial step to diagnose this issue, considering minimal disruption? A. Restart the entire Cortex XSIAM tenant to clear any potential transient errors. B. Review the XSIAM integrations log for the specific EP integration for errors or warnings. C. Directly restart the EPP's integration service on the source system. D. Check the network connectivity between the EPP's integration point and the Cortex XSIAM cloud endpoints using ping and traceroute. E. Verify the API key or credentials used by the EP integration in XSIAM and regenerate them if necessary. 5. During XSIAM incident response, a malicious executables hash is identified. To ensure any future detection of this hash immediately triggers a critical alert and bypasses normal scoring workflows, how should this hash be integrated into XSIAM's content optimization strategy? A. Add the hash to a custom XSIAM block list and configure a new detection rule to alert on any activity associated with entities on this list. B. Add the hash to a threat intelligence feed integrated with XSIAM, which automatically assigns a high reputation to matching events. C. Create a new scoring rule with the highest order that checks for alert file hash equals and applies a set total score action to 100. Demodify all existing detection rules to include an OR condition for the malicious hash and set their base severity to critical. E. Deploy a new automation playbook that immediately creates a critical incident and assigns it to the on-call team whenever this hash is observed in any log. 6. A large financial institution is planning to deploy Palo Alto Networks XSIAM to centralize security operations and automate threat response. A key requirement is to ingest massive volumes of security telemetry from existing SIEM, EDR, network devices, and cloud logs, with a stringent RTO of 15 minutes for critical incidents. Which of the following XSIAM deployment considerations is most critical to evaluate initially to meet these requirements? A. Optimizing Cortex Data Lake, CDL, retention policies for compliance and cost efficiency. B. Defining a comprehensive playbook library for automated incident response workflows. C. Assessing the network bandwidth and latency between data sources, XSIAM tenants, and CDL locations. D. Evaluating the existing security team's proficiency in XSIAM's AQL and SOAR playbooks. E. Planning for custom XSIAM content development, including dashboards and reports, for executive visibility. Check the correct answers for each question. Subscribe Passert for more IT exam prep.